All right, here we go, Maree. Welcome, welcome again. And
Hello.
how's everything in Australia?
Yeah, good. I mean, there's lots of information coming out that's really weird. I just don't feel it's going to all happen. But yeah, they're trying to get permanent, what's the word, control,
Hmm.
in certain states. And I'm just going, "Oh, whatever, try away." So yeah, but I just live in my world. I'm living my bubble, and
Yes, yes,
there's people walking around with these things on again, and just
right.
because
I've
they're
seen
in
a
fear.
lot
Have you
more,
seen that?
a lot more. Yes.
Yeah, so they're ramping up this, the fear campaigning again, I think, but I don't watch it, so I don't know. I just
Yeah,
smile
yeah, yeah,
when I'm out.
exactly. Me too.
How are you
Me
guys
too.
going? Is there anything new happening over there?
With Florida, not much other than, DeSantis just keeps standing up to, you know,
Mm,
you know who.
yeah,
But again, just trying to stay in my little bubble of
yeah,
my dream, right? You know, of being in that dream state, of being in that high vibration. So we're not
yep,
really paying attention much to anything else. But it's funny, like whenever I go out, it's like I can tell what's going on just by how people are acting, or so it's really super interesting. And I forgot to say hello to everybody on the chat. Hello, everybody.
Um,
Thank you for being here. And
hi
Jazzy, I
everyone.
forgot
Yay, we've got
about you too.
we can't forget about our boy.
No, definitely
He
not.
says hello to everyone. Wow, he's actually
Yay.
bringing through a lot of energy today. I can feel it. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's really hooked into something. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, so today, this morning, now that you mentioned that, when I woke up this morning, I was off. I was the energy was just really like anxious. Like I was feeling very
Interesting.
anxious this morning. Did you feel anything?
No, but it's interesting you say that because I think today I'm going to actually record the 8-8, like the Lionsgate recording and meditation to put up before that date. And probably 10 days ago, I was getting that, and I thought it was anxiety. And I went, no, 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 this actually isn't anxiety. What it is we're bringing in this amazing consciousness through our solar plexus. Because my girlfriend just 2 days ago went, Maree, I had the worst week last week. I had this horrible feeling through my solar plexus, and my heart was opening. I knew it needed to open more. So this is what I really want to talk about as well in this show that I'm going to do on Magic Maree, because I'm going to help people to learn just a few little energetic what's the word, procedures to help them to release that feeling. Because I know if you're getting it, if I've had it, if my friend's talking about it, then other people, all our beautiful guys in our chat, some of them
Hmm.
have probably been experiencing it. I don't know if you've been feeling a grief as well. Have you been going through any sort of emotional
Well,
aspects of
this
that?
was interesting you say that, because um, I woke up with a really, really, like, it was true, this dream so vivid, um, where I was having a hard time driving, where like it was raining and I couldn't see through the window. And then um, I do drive very fast in this life. I'm a fast driver. And I got on the highway and I'm booking it. And I I did not see, because of how everything was so dark with the rain and everything. There was a car stopped in the middle of the highway, and there were people outside of the car on this lane. And when I saw the car, I didn't see the people. So I moved to that lane and I literally went over them, like literally just bloom, bloop,
Wow.
like. And I was like, I stopped the car and I was like, my life is over. My life is over. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Like it was like I was there.
It was
And
horrifying.
yeah, just pure horror. And then something was like, my eyes literally just went boom. It's a dream. It's a dream. It's a dream.
Oh,
And I was like, oh my God, what was that? Oh, and then I'm like, I forgive you. Like I was just trying to, like, why is this coming up? Right. Cause
yep.
my dreams usually are not very vivid like that.
Yes.
So I was
So
just,
wow, and that's pretty full on. So do you want to have a little look and break it down, because it might help others as well, just to have a quick look at that, if you like?
Sure. Yeah.
So to you, what does a car mean in a dream? Do you have any archetype around that or any understanding of that? Is there anything that you put on that?
No, I just assumed the whole thing was a past life, or actually a
Mm,
concurrent life that's going on at right now at this time.
okay.
Because it was
So
so vivid. To me, when they're
yeah.
really vivid, like, I'm there, to me, that means it's a parallel life.
Okay, so there is another way we can look at it as well. So our car is our life. So you were driving and you're driving fast, and you are like that in life. You sort of get stuff done and really focus. The fact that there was another car broken down or stopped on the highway, I always see that as an aspect of me. So if that's happening, so a part of my life has stopped. Okay. So then the people next to it, they could be aspects of you, and you running over them. We could look at this a couple of ways. That could mean that there's something within you that it's time for it to be finished and over with, and there's something new coming in. And that can create fear. And it's funny because I always pull some cards before we start, and the death card jumped out. And so I looked into it and really felt into it. And it's not just about change and transformation, it's about the fear of letting go of something and the fear of change. And then we create an illusion to try and help us keep control of what we want to hang on to. So for you, there was no stopping you. That was going to happen. So it could be that there's aspects of you that are actually being knocked off, that are actually being released. And that's what often the fear is as well. And the fear is, am I damaging myself doing this? Am I letting go of something that I'll never get back? It's quite, there's fear with that as well. So I don't know, but that's one way of looking at it, is that there's a whole aspect of you that may no longer serves you. Okay, that it's actually all going. And it's like, that sort of feeling. Now, if it was a parallel lifetime, it's a similar thing. You still got to look at it from that archetype. Well, I do. I look at things from that archetype point of view. And so there's aspects within that other lifetime that are being released and that you may be impacted from, because I've had experiences with other lifetimes, and it impacts us in this lifetime.
Yeah, yeah, and I think
So
that's kind of what I received of, like, um, loving all aspects of myself,
yeah.
even that, right? That was a total accident. I didn't do it on purpose, there was no malice or bad intent on my part. So it was just like, yeah, it's um oh, it took me a while to get through, the
Yeah.
feelings of, like, doing that to someone and what it
And
meant, and
exactly,
just
and especially too if it's yourself. If we're doing it to ourselves because it's time to let go of maybe a really large part of us, it's similar to like doing it to someone else.
mhm, mhm.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
um, so I'm just wondering, is it worthwhile us just doing a couple of minute meditation just to maybe see I can run some energy on to see if it'll help everyone
Yeah,
maybe
I mean, it
at this
sounds,
point?
I'm looking through the chat and everybody is saying, yes, vivid, anxious dreams, and
Yeah,
so I don't think I'm the only one. So I
you're
think
not.
this would really help all of us.
I think so too. So I'm getting the hit to do that. So let's just take a
Yep.
couple of minutes. I can just run us through a little meditation, and I'll run energy on people at the same time and help to try and release some of that pressure so
Okay.
that we can let this new energy come in with more ease and grace.
Okay.
So everyone just take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, just let yourself drop into your body, feet flat on the floor. Another breath in. And this time, just let yourself drop into your heart space. And if you haven't done so already, close your eyes and just see, sense, or feel your heart opening. And as your heart opens, any pain, any anxiety within your body, let it flow up and through this beautiful big heart of yours. And at the same time, you sense this white light beginning to come through your heart, helping to clear away any of that pain, grief, blocks. And then you just allow this white light to expand through your whole body, up through your head, arms, down through your torso, your legs, right into your toes. And as this white light continues to clear and rejuvenate you, take your attention down into your solar plexus, where your belly button is. And imagine, see, sense, or feel a beautiful golden yellow frequency of light pouring into that belly button area. And at the same time, a drop of amber comes in to merge with that golden yellow frequency of light running through that solar plexus chakra. And if there's any cords or hooks, anything that you're losing energy from, or if this new energy needs to come through you, those two beautiful colors and the amber drop will melt and release the blockages and the cords coming through from your solar plexus. Just feel that all dissolving and dissipating, and a sense of peace and calm coming through. And now take your attention back to your heart space. And we're going to put a drop of DEITIES, which is a beautiful crystal essence, into your heart to help support you if there's any grief or sadness going on that you don't understand. This often helps us with our separation from our divine creator, to help release that grief. And now we can just gently focus on our breath again, beginning to wriggle our toes and gently bring ourselves back into the here and now, bringing back that sense of peace and stability. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, now, and that's something you can do at any time, is just opening your heart, just running that white light through your whole body. Focus on your breath. Really simple procedures that, and when we're in that time of stress or we're in that time of grief, it's often hard to remember that, but when you do it, that can be really helpful.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. That
yeah,
helps.
yeah. So, feel
Okay.
better.
Interesting that as soon as we got into the meditation, the cat came in, dropped my headphones, disconnected my headphones, and then my phone texted me. So
And so this is what happens. There's things that distract us because it's testing us as well. So we're going, I don't know if I'm ready to come into this place of peace yet, because there's the anxiety about letting go of things. So, and that can happen too. It's really interesting. So,
it
yeah,
is
so you did
interesting.
well. You did really well to get yourself back into that balance.
Yes. It was like, yeah. Okay, so this is a very interesting topic. I did not realize there was so much information or so many things that
yeah.
we can ask about Thoth. My God, it could be several shows, I did not realize that the topic would be so huge. So do you want to tell us what you know about Thoth?
Just through that my beautiful teacher I have, Alexis Cartwright. She's incredible. We did have an experience with Thoth, and my understanding is that Thoth works in creating polarity. This is a duality sort of place that we live in, and so his energy with Mart, his wife, he's the moon god, but they actually work through the sun energy. So there's that already, you're getting that polarity of moon and sun. And so our world is made up of that dichotomy. And so that Thoth is and Mart help to hold and create through their consciousness this world, literally. So, and I know that Melchizedek actually oversees the whole process of energy. And I don't know if you guys know, but Thoth is often depicted with an ibis head, and so, well, with as an ibis, as a bird, and the information that came through from that was that the head represents air or the higher consciousness. Okay, so tapping into that, and that's the Mer, which is part of our Merkaba, which is our own light body, which is what we travel through, which we all do at night, or if we're meditating, we go somewhere in our Merkaba. And then the Ka is the body and the legs, and that represents the water. So that's the subconscious, the mind, and the soul together. So that's our intuition and our psyche. So that's our Ka. And then the Ba is the feet that go through the water into the earth. So we're going into that deep sort of, what is it? The unseen consciousness of earth, you know. So that makes up the whole Merkaba, because that's what we're working with in our own light body. So that's what the ibis represents within Thoth. So it's just fascinating. And there's so much else that, like you say, it's so complicated, like the Book of the Dead come into play because Mart was said to be the one holding the ostrich feather that measures the heart, you know, that ceremony of the heart measurement when we pass from our physical body. The staff of Hermes is part of it. There's so much that's part of this that's massive. And the pyramids, I mean, I've always known they weren't done through slaves and, you know, all of that stuff that we've been told. And it was done through this Atlantean technology and knowledge and magic. And so that's how they were brought into play, and which is the same as literally how our world, you know, is also structured. So, so that's my understanding of Thoth and where he came
Yes,
from.
supposedly the keeper of knowledge of wisdom, right?
Definitely. And then pass that on apparently through to the priests and priestesses in early Egyptian times, and kings and queens of that time. So
Yes, absolutely. So I want to start with like and Dennis already had some of these questions in there already. So what I want to ask is if was he a real physical being? Was Thoth a real physical being?
yeah, really good question. Okay, there's two cards that want to come up, and I haven't looked at them yet, so let's just have a little look. Wow. Okay, so the 8 of Wands has come up already. Now, this always to me means something that can come through very quickly, because already I was getting an image of him being able to manifest, come through different, dimensions and different timelines.
Yes.
And then we've got our 4 of Cups, which is when something's being offered. So when something was needed or something was wanted, then yes, he would come through into the world, because the world cards come up. So he was seen as a physical being at times. He could move interdimensionally into different realms, is what these cards are telling me. So like that, he was definitely a magician.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. He can move through different dimensions for sure. So, in his physical body, did he have the head of a bird, or was this a headpiece that he was putting on to be seen? So, like, you could not see his face, that, you know, like a costume of sorts.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel that it was a representation, because our 3 of Swords has come up. So it was a representation, like how I just talked through the Merkaba, which was interesting, and how the ibis actually represented each aspect of that. So, and then we've got our Emperor. So he could appear however he wanted. I feel it would have been more of a recognition of his energy and a recognition of what he held, because he would have had this Merkaba that could just go anywhere. So to me, that was representative. And then the Fool. So this is our beautiful new beginning, stepping into the unknown. So I feel it was more a representation of him, with that 3 of Swords coming up first, and then the Emperor.
Okay.
So I don't feel that he actually came. I don't feel he actually looked maybe like that. It's representing who he is.
Okay, so that's
I
so let me
know.
confirm. You're saying that he had a regular, let's say humanoid looking body,
Yes.
but he would put on this headpiece whenever he would appear.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that was what was needed, because we've got our victory card, so our 6 of Wands and our 9 of Cups. So if that was needed, that was how he would be depicted.
Okay.
Yes. But it was just that was his being. So the 2 of Wands is very balanced and it's looking out over the world. So that was his gift. So that ibis at the head that he was showing with that to people was, they understood it as, oh, he has the technology and wisdom of that ibis, the Merkaba.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So then it sounds like it is. So that's
headpiece,
good
if you
because
would wear
that
it.
matches a quantum hypnosis session I did
Ah,
way back, where she told me that she saw that the heads that we see in Egypt were really actually, she didn't call it costumes, but like they
yeah,
would put on these, personas. So when you see them, in the hieroglyphics or hieroglyphs, am I saying that right?
yeah,
Um,
hieroglyphs, yeah.
yeah. So that they were just, costumes that they would put on to appear in a certain way.
Absolutely, because our King of Cups just came up, and this is someone that sits like a king. However, there's a lot that's hidden. Remember,
Yes.
this is the one. Yeah, so
Yep.
spot on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Anubis, for example, or,
Yeah,
any of the other Egyptian deities that you'd see with, an animal head, really, it wasn't like, it was a costume basically.
it was a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was depicting what their gifts were. It was depicting what their abilities were. Is what
Okay.
my understanding from pulling those cards.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Um, okay. So while I got into the whole discussion of Thoth, I started reading the Emerald Tablets, and there's a lot of information there.
That
But
one.
yeah, but
Yep,
before I go there, because it's about more Thoth than the Emerald
yeah,
Tablets,
it is.
well, let's talk about, okay. Um, let's see. Okay, this is about him.
Yep.
So does Thoth
Ooh,
have a bloodline still here today? And that's also one of my questions that I had here.
yep.
Um, well, bloodline, and also is he incarnated on Earth? Because in the Emerald Tablets, it would almost seem like he can come and go. So
Yeah, he can come and go. Absolutely. Um, okay, I'll pull one. I've got 2 out. Let's pull a third one with this. Yeah, look at, it's interesting because the first card up was our 7 of Wands, and this can be chaos. So I feel that uh, there would be some DNA when this comes up with our Knight of Swords, which I always see as the coming in to help, forces that come in to actually help stop that chaos. I feel that there is people with DNA that have that ability, that are maybe, move through dimensions. They may not even know they've got it because the Queen of Swords comes up. So once they maybe come into more of an understanding, they don't have to know that it's Thoth's bloodline or the DNA, but something's
mhm.
activated within them. Then there's a lot of wisdom and words and service that comes through them with that Queen of Swords. So yeah, I feel that there is still some of that DNA aspect. And I feel, if Thoth helps to create this world, then maybe we've all got an aspect of that DNA within us, because we're here in that duality. We're here. And so much of our DNA has not been activated.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Um,
so yeah,
yeah.
and the King of Swords just came up when I was talking about that. So I would say that that potential is within each and every one of us. So because that King of Swords is someone that masters
Mm.
all of that mental plane and words and action. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So the next question we have
Oh,
about Thoth is he from the Sirius star system?
it's interesting. So Yeah, it's funny because I always I always see us as like multiracial, like multi-galactic. So let's just see where Thoth's majority of Thoth's energy came from, because remember, there's such a combination, and Lyra was one of the highest places of energy. Oh, that one wants to come out. Oh, yes. So I feel that there's more than just like whether you cut, Syrian or something. So Knight of Wands has come in. So he's a being that actually brings through some wisdom and spiritual understanding, and then the world. So again, I feel that this is depicting that it's more than just Sirius. So there's aspects of all that have come through. And then we've got our Five of Pentacles. So I feel that this, because this can be like there's been problems, it hasn't been a great sort of way of things being done, but there was change. There was something that changed. So this is why I feel that Thoth's more of a amalgamation of different aspects. I mean, as humans, my understanding is that a lot of us have more Pleiadian and Syrian aspects, and that's sort of the pathway of ascension that we tend to take, whichever one tends to be our dominant nature. Whereas with Thoth, it was really coming up that he was a bit of everything. So he could, the Death card, so he could transform, he could come and go, he could, yeah. So he was multifaceted is probably the word.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Is he was also used, he also had the word Hermes. See if I can find it. Hermes. Do you remember the name?
The Staff of Hermes,
No.
the Caduceus, I think that's where that came from originally.
No. He was also known as Hermes something.
Yep.
And I thought I had written it down, but I didn't. Stop, Indy.
I know that he did work with the Staff of Hermes as well, which was shown as two serpents, and that was very powerful. So that was part of the creating aspect, was that staff. I don't know if, maybe that will come up.
Yeah, I'm sure the guys here. Let me see if anybody has. Oh.
Let me see if I've got something on that. Let me just have a look.
No, not the messenger. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I don't have it. All right, so I'm going to move on because I can't find what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Hermes Trigustus or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a funky name.
A funky name indeed.
Yes. So,
yep.
Was Hermes a different physical looking being than Thoth with the bird head? Was this Hermes? And while you look that up, I can look it up real quick on
this is interesting. Okay. So I feel that they actually I'll show you my cards. So I got, so the Page of Wands has come up, which is someone that's you're learning something spiritually, and then the Two of Cups. So I feel that they were an aspect of each other. They might have actually manifested as two beings, but they were somehow very linked, because then our Eight of Pentacles has come up. So that's when something's been worked on. So, we are multi-dimensional, but we can be more than one. So I feel there was a real link between Thoth and Hermes, because that's what my Two of Cups is telling me.
Yeah, so this is okay. So Song Arium has it. It's Trismegistus. Hermes Trismegistus.
Yeah, there was definitely a connection between them. They might have appeared as two different beings. However, there was a very strong connection between Thoth and Hermes.
Yeah. So
And it's interesting that wand has come up, the Ace of Wands, because that represents the staff, which was the energy, like I said, that was used for that creation as well.
yeah, that's a big yes to get
Yeah.
that card for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So these I'm wondering if he was Hermes at the same time in Greek. Was he appearing to the Greeks as Hermes? They were calling him Hermes, while he was appearing to the Egyptians, and they called him Thoth. Was it the same being appearing to two different cultures or
cultures, and timelines or whatever? No, that's a great question. I'll just tune in.
Hermes
Wow.
Trismegistus.
Oh, yeah. I feel that oh my God, that really wants to come up too. So we've got our 10 of Pentacles, which is lots of people, abundance. So yeah, had the ability to be maybe in many places, to visit many people, to bring through that wisdom and knowledge. And then we got the Fool card. So it can be something that's seen as new, something that's seen as no one really knows what's going on, and the Chariot, which to me is that movement and that balance. I would say yes.
Okay.
With these cards, because that's also your duality card as well. So it's having that ability to do that. So I would say that, yeah. But I guess it's a little bit like our ascended masters could come through as different beings on Earth as well. So yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm feeling with those cards.
Okay, very good. So was he and I told you I would have a hard time explaining this, but was he good or was he bad? Was he, because I'll read to you two things that were on the tablets, emerald tablets. On the first tablet, beware if you have falsely betrayed my teachings, I shall cast you down from your high estate into the darkness of the caves from whence you came. Betray not my secrets to the children of the north or south, else my curse shall fall upon you. Remember and heed my words, for surely I will return again and require of you that which you guard. Yes, even from beyond time and from beyond death, I will return rewarding or punishing as you have given your trust.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm pulling the cards first, and then I'm going to get Jasper to jump in on this, because I feel that this is bigger than what it's coming across as in 3D. And the interesting thing is with these beings, we often have to see things more through our third or fourth eye. The meanings can often be deeper than what's coming through. Yep, which is what's coming up in the cards. Yeah, so, okay. So the Knight of Cups is someone that's bringing a message for the emotions. Now, and then we've got our Two of Pentacles. So to me, this is having to make decisions. And I guess that's, as humans, that's what we do, isn't it? Is this for the highest will and good of all concerned? It's making those decisions that actually then help to keep us in this beautiful moving forward emotional state. And the Nine of Swords is worry. Now, we create our own worlds and our own realities. So if we are doing things that are dropping us in vibration, is that what he means by going into the depths and you will be punished? Because we actually create it all ourselves. So is it a warning for us to be wiser about how we're thinking, how we're actually working on this earth plane? So I'm going to now pull cards as to whether he was good or bad. So that was just, I don't know, that was just.
Well, it's just that I shall cast you down. So he's saying he will cast you down. So it's almost like he's not heeding. He's saying not the universe is going to bring this to you or not. No, he's saying I will cast you down if you falsely betray his teachings. So.
But are the teachings simply universal law? And as I said, because apparently he's helped to create this whole duality, is that an aspect within us anyway? So the first card that came up was death and transformation again. So it's saying that, you know, changes. Yeah, I don't know. I feel it's more like the law. The eye could also be representative of that law of all that is. So, and then the temperance card. And so this is the card to me that talks about a change of where we live or a change of a perception, patience, something coming through that is, it's a powerful sort of angelic presence. So that's balancing, isn't it? So that death card and that temperance card together is balancing and patience. And then we have our Five of Cups, which is, again, letting go of something. It's interesting. Letting go of something, grieving it, but then turning it around, because you remember there's two cups there. So I'm still feeling that it's like the law. It's like our creative law is what's been spoken about.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to just now ask straight up, is that what we would consider a good thing or a bad thing? So, you know, is that good or bad? So,
Yes.
because I think it's important to understand what was coming through, though. Wheel of Fortune, it's neither good nor bad. It's simply a movement, an ascension, a shift, a change. Okay, so the world. So this
Same
is
thing,
just
kinda.
laws of the world. This is just how it is. He's not good or bad. He's just looking after the aspects of creation that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
And the Six of Wands, which is a victory card. So to me, it's positive.
So, okay, so let's see what Jazzy has to say.
Yep, sure. Let's just tune into Jasper. All right. So Jasper, can you show us the relativity around this with Thoth and what goes on? And he's saying, if you could see through how everything works and how there's just so much multi-dimensional parallel worlds, timelines, he said, it's almost like finding your way through that. So it's almost like it's so evolved. He's just showing me so many different multiverses and timelines and paradoxes that we don't even know are there. So it's simply, he said, it's simply following your heart, following the light, and that then will create where it is we go. And there are rules. He's saying there are rules, there are laws that follow that, and sometimes we don't know what they are. And yeah, so he's just saying that Thoth is an energy that actually helps create that, and we're also an aspect of that creation too. So
Okay.
it was quite convoluted what he was showing me.
So what I got just from what I read so far, and of course, this is like the Bible, right? They found this thing that has these gibberish on it, and people are trying to translate it and whatever. So what I got is really that he's a teacher. Like he went to the top of whatever creates this reality. It has to do with 9 different masters of wisdom in the halls of Amenti, and he gathers this information, and then he comes in and he teaches us this information, which of course has a lot to do with duality. Okay, so then I want to ask if it's true that the Emerald Tablets were a creation of Thoth.
Okay, let's have a look and see. Interesting. Yeah, what I feel is that they've been a little bit distorted because that Three of Swords has come up. We've got our beautiful Queen of Wands who initially, to me, she has integrity. She has the intuition, the knowledge, the spiritual wisdom. So it's almost like, they were distorted, because then we've got our Six of Cups, and this is an emotional gift that's being offered to someone, but there's always a lot going on in the background. So something, it's not clean is what I'm getting. So we've
like the Bible.
Yeah, like the Bible.
It's the
and
same thing.
Like I said, it's got to be seen through our psychic eye. It's got to be seen. So, you know, even the book of Revelations, that needs to be seen through our third or fourth eye to get the wisdom from it. It's not just a story. Yeah, I feel it's been distorted.
Okay. But did he write it?
Yeah. So, because that Queen of Wands was
it is
there.
his work.
So to me,
Okay.
integrity, done. And he was very much a teacher, because I know I've always felt and known that Thoth is about writing. So it's about leaving behind wisdom or teachings for people.
So were these I when I heard tablets, I'm imagining like these like Moses, right? These stone
Yeah.
tablets or whatever, which wasn't even real. But were these actual inscriptions on something, or was it just a book on paper? Like, how can we tell
Wow.
what it is?
Okay. So when you were actually asking that question, so interesting, because what was coming into my mind, the magicians now come up. So however it was brought through from heaven to earth, these words and wisdom and teachings, um, when you said tablets, you know how there's photos of like the Sumerians and all of those with the actual electronic tablets that they're holding? I wonder if it came through. It was all done, with like what we couldn't imagine now, like an electronic tablet that then was, shifted into something that was like papaya or stone or whatever to make it happen. So that was weird that came through when you were talking about that. And
Hmm.
then we've got our Queen of Wands again. So she's the one that brings it through and is the integrity. So who knows? Because we know there was so much more technology back then. So
Yeah,
when we say tablets,
that's
was it
true.
done on an electronic, what we would call a tablet?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, this is where it's great, because it lets you go into places that you just wouldn't think of before.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let
But then that could be
let's ask the
transposed.
cards.
Yeah,
Let's see what
if
it
that was
says
the
if it was
case.
something electronic or
If it was
technologically advanced,
technology, wow. I mean, why not? Gosh, they built
right?
pyramids, right?
Yeah.
Hello. It's
Yeah,
just that
we
we've
don't know
been
what they had back then. We don't know what
no,
kind of technology.
no, absolutely not. Oh, that one wants to come out as well. Oh my God, these keep coming out. The Wheel of Fortune and the World again. So I feel there was definitely something technologically wise that we haven't been privy to, because the Two of Swords just came up. So there's stuff that we don't know, that we've been lied to about, that um, has been kept from our conscious, has been kept from our knowing, because we know what has been done to us. And so maybe, these sorts of things will actually come out as well. That, yes, they use
Mm.
technology to record.
So that's interesting because they talk about how
Mm,
he arrived in a spaceship
yeah.
and how he had put the spaceship underneath a statue of a lion
Yeah.
next to the pyramid. Okay.
Right.
So I have a story about this. This is huge
Wow.
for me, and I'll tell you why. Before I ask you about this ship under the
Yep.
Sphinx, I'm going to ask you, was he the one that um, made the pyramid? Because that was part of something that I read today that was in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask the cards before I say anything. Let's just see.
Okay.
Oh, it needs to come up. Okay. Yeah. And it's interesting because, yeah. So we have our beautiful, again, we've got our Knight of Cups bringing in that message, that emotional, or bringing something through that's really helpful. And then we've got our Seven of Wands. So there's been a lot of confusion around this whole aspect. And so then when I specifically said I want a yes or a no as to whether Thoth was a big instigator of the pyramids,
Yep.
we got our Three of
That's a
Cups,
yes.
which is
Mm-hmm.
celebration, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
yes. So
Okay.
absolutely. Yep.
Okay. And then, so did he put his ship underneath the Sphinx?
Okay, let's see if it was Thoth that did that. Because I know that Thoth, well, because of the Merkaba aspect, he could do, did he even need a ship, or was, yeah, let's
Well,
find out if it was
what's
him.
in the tablets? I'm just telling you what's
Yeah,
in the tablets.
yeah,
So,
which is really interesting. So, okay, let's just check and see. So was it Thoth? Did he leave his ship underneath? Ooh, interesting. Did he hide it underneath the Sphinx? Okay. Yeah. I think he might have, because the King of Cups has come up, and this is like someone that's powerful, but there's something hidden. There's something that's not been shown. And then the Justice card. So it would have been, I felt he's done it as a righteousness, as a way of actually saying there's going to be justice that comes through this. And then the Eight of Pentacles. So it's something that's still being worked on. It's something that's there, but a lot of
That's
it's
still there.
it's
Yes.
still there. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I will
that's
tell you a story.
okay.
If you go on my channel, the
Yep.
very early sessions I posted, one of them was a woman that was Moses. In this session, she goes inside the Sphinx with Ramses, because they were brothers,
Yep.
down the stairs in the Sphinx. The door opens and she says, but I think only me and Ramses can open this door. This door will not open for anybody else. She said, so we stand in front of this door. The door slides open. There is a spaceship in there, and it's only visible to them. Nobody else can see the ship. And it has hieroglyphics all around the edge of the ship.
That makes so much sense.
This is matching exactly what my client described in her session as Moses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is blowing my mind.
And the thing is, just remember too, that it's all about our frequency and vibration. So it's not like you get under the Sphinx and you're going to see it physically. We can go in there from that level. So once we reach a certain frequency and vibration, which is then brings in a technology, we can actually unlock that as well. Because what came up when you were speaking, and you actually said that beautifully, the moon, which is our psyche, and something that's, we're still learning, we're still clearing and learning and going through these big shifts and our ascension. And then we've got our Ten of Swords. So this is the death of something, the finishing of something, going into something new to bring about a strength, which is frequency and vibration. And then the Sun card. So we come into a place of knowledge, of wisdom, of joy, and it's So no, that's
so when I was reading the Emerald Tablets, I was like, oh my God, that's the ship that my client described in her session. I was freaking out. I couldn't believe it.
When all the points come together, hey?
I love it when that happens. But yes, this was a ship that it cannot be seen unless you are at your specific person that is meant to see it, or even touch it. So it was amazing, just truly amazing.
And remember, ships have consciousness, and I absolutely know this because I have this real connection with ships, and they tend to hang around me a lot. And I remember one night I was tuning into the ship and I went, can you tell me who you are? And the ship spoke to me and said, I'm a consciousness. I went, oh, I can feel that. And I know I've been a ship before because I felt the consciousness of that ship.
Wow.
So,
wow. Well, and they do have consciousness, because I had another client who her ship up there is her truck in this life. Her truck that she drives now is that ship that has specific consciousness. So she knew when she was driving this truck, that she's like, oh my God, this is my ship. This is my ship.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything has consciousness, every single thing, whether it's innate, whether it's wood, whether it's whatever.
Oh,
it has
everything.
Consciousness.
Everything
and this is how animals find us as well, like our beautiful soul animals, our familiars, they're called. And they can be a horse in one life and a cat in another, or whatever it is that's right for us to have and for them to experience with us in those lifetimes. So I think that makes so much sense to me.
It's just crazy.
That is crazy.
So,
I love it.
Song has this question. Did he arrive by ship to Egypt from Atlantis?
Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Well, he was known as the Atlantean moon god. So let's have a look and see.
And that was a question I was going to go back to, and I forgot asking if he really was Atlantean.
Yeah.
That's
Was he
the
more
assumption,
than that?
but we should be.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting. So I feel okay, let's have a look. This one wants to come out as well. Yep. Okay, so the first card up was our beautiful High Priestess. Now she's balanced, which is what he's all about, that duality, that black and the white, the moon and the sun, but it's also mysteries that haven't yet come through. So I feel there's still some mystery there because the Strength cards come up. So this is really interesting because, like I said, I'm really getting the sense that he didn't need a ship, but it was actually just a way of expressing and showing us, because the Sun cards come up again. So, you know, that ship may have been in Egypt even before Atlantis, if you know what I mean. So it's, yeah. So I feel that there was multiple ways for him to be able to travel, and I feel the ship was put there deliberately to
Yes.
be in a place that it was surviving, that he knew was going to survive through all the earth changes and everything that's gone on, because that's a very powerful gridded area. So it's actually quite safe as far as like the gridding and keeping it safe goes. So yeah, I feel that it was there. Now, whether it was because he came from Egypt to Atlantis, or whether it was something he just put there anyway. Yeah, because he could travel without a ship,
Yeah.
on Earth. So that's, to me, a bit of a mystery still.
Okay.
When it
Okay.
actually came to be there.
Okay. So then how did he, well, if he was multidimensionally jumping from Egypt to Greece and probably elsewhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
Then I can see what you're saying, that he doesn't need the ship because he's just
Uh-huh.
multidimensionally hopping dimensions, right? He's hopping. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's just
He doesn't need
um
the ship, but he wanted it to be there because the Ace of Swords is something that comes through tangibly as a knowledge, as a word, as a wisdom. And he wanted it to be there. That's what I'm feeling. It's like it
okay.
was really important that was left for us as
Yes.
part of the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let's ask the question about Atlantis. If he was
Mm.
really from Atlantis, he was called the Atlantean, but really
Was that his first
was he a
lifetime here?
bigger being than
Yeah,
just Atlantis, right? Because it sounds
yeah,
to me
yeah,
like he was more than that.
yeah, definitely. So, okay, so our cards that have come up this time is our Knight of Pentacles, which is someone that he's come into our realm, but bringing through a reality. Okay, so that's what the pentacle is actually creating something. And the knight's very trustworthy, it's very steady and slow. So, and then interestingly enough, we got our nine of wands. So this is the journey still would have been probably difficult coming into that reality. I mean, with Atlantis, remember there was huge high frequency still aspects of technology, crystals, all of that. But even for him, I'm feeling it would have been a bit of a hard journey coming from where he's come from. So,
Because he was
and
coming from so
some
high up.
higher place. So yeah, and the Four of Cups has come up again, which is being offered a gift, but then there's something in front of you, but whether this person takes it or not. So I feel he came to offer this gift, but he's come from somewhere beyond Atlantis. He's not just an Atlantean being. So yeah.
Okay, so now that is coming to me, was the story in the tablets say that he
Mm.
used the ship to take Atlanteans from Atlantis to Egypt because he knew what was coming. The floods were there.
Yeah.
So he used that ship that's under the Sphinx to move those people to Egypt. So is
Okay.
that true?
Let's have a look and see, because I didn't feel he did it for him. So that actually would make more sense as well.
Okay.
That's my feeling. I think that actually makes more. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. So the Knight of Swords has come up, which is again that
Again.
protector, that, hey, let's take care of this situation. Um, so yeah, because there was chaos coming or going on, that Seven of Wands has come up again. Yeah, and then the Hierophant. So this is someone that's authoritarian figure, able to look after people. So has a position of power. So that actually felt more right to me than just him jumping in his spaceship and going from Atlantis, because that didn't quite
Yeah,
feel
right.
right or make sense. So
Yeah.
that actually makes a lot more sense with those cards as well.
Right, because you
So
you need a ship when you're fifth dimensional, when you're fourth dimensional, when you're third dimensional, right?
yeah,
When you're not
yeah,
in the higher dimensions where you can really come and go in whatever dimension you want to be a part of. So yeah, you don't if you're Thoth, you don't need a ship.
you've got
You
your
don't.
Merkaba completely
Right.
activated. Yeah,
But if you're an Atlantean, you're what?
yeah.
What were they? Fourth dimension, fifth dimension?
Okay. Fourth.
Fourth. Okay. So
Yep.
again, they need a ship, right? They can't
Yeah.
just
Oh, I'm just getting something else, especially at the time as the frequency was
was
dropping for
getting
this to
lower.
happen anyway. They would have been much higher, even sixth, seventh before that, but everything started to drop. So
Yeah.
that sort of makes sense too.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. So is it true that Thoth transferred his soul from one body to another? And this was in the Emerald Tablets.
Yeah.
When his current body grow old.
Let's have a look and see if that's a truth or whether he could regenerate or just create a new body. So, oh, interesting. Ooh, okay. So we've got our chariot again. So this again, remember, is sort of movement forward, but it's done in balance. And I'm just really getting drawn into this, the blue. And then the star card came up. So this is a really beautiful new beginning, something that's come through from heaven. So I actually feel that he could create his own new body because the
Yeah.
King of
And that's
Swords
the
has
way
come.
it says it reads
Oh,
in the
okay.
tablets. Yep. That
Oh,
he
okay.
could
So
create the
yeah,
body.
because
Yep.
that King of Swords is a master creator through words. And what was he? He was a master creator and knowledge and technology. He created his
Yes.
own new body. So
Yep.
that's,
And that's
yeah.
exactly how it reads in the
Oh,
tablets.
okay. That's great confirmation.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay. Something he talks about are the halls
Mhm.
of Amenti
Yeah.
in the tablets. Did they exist? Are they real? Is
Are
it
they
true?
real? Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look and see. Oh, gosh, I love these questions. So intriguing. Oh, okay. Halls of Amenti.
Uh-huh.
Did or do they exist? Yeah, I feel they do. Yes, we've got our Four of Pentacles, which is a very strong foundation of something. It's something that's real, that's tangible. A Temperance card. So again, that angelic, that high frequency. So if visiting the halls of Amenti, you have to again be in that high frequency. And again, remember the Temperance card is about shifting location. So it is a location that can be moved to. And then we've got our 10 of Cups, which is, to me, a really beautiful emotional card where something's being created. It's family. So people are in that same vibration or beings of that same vibration can actually visit the halls of Amenti to gain knowledge is what I'm getting. So
Okay.
I don't, yeah. So I feel
Okay.
it does exist in a realm. Mm.
Okay. So it said that the tablets were left in the Great Pyramid in the custody of the pyramid priests.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, so, okay.
I mean, they're not there now, but the question was,
Yeah, were they left with the
yeah, in
the
the
high
Great
priests?
Pyramid in the
Yeah.
custody of the pyramid priests.
It looks like it because our Two of Cups has come up, which is when something is actually shared, and then we've got our Two of Wands. Again, it's balance. It's bringing something into balance, and this is overlooking the world. So I feel that the Two of Wands is it was left in a place where it was balanced and safe. Queen of Swords. Again, this is someone that speaks words of truth, wisdom, can create. So yeah, I do feel that that was the case, that they were left in the hands of beings that he knew were able to care for them.
Okay. So the next question is, it says that then they were moved among these Okay, so 1300 BC, Egypt, the ancient Clem was in turmoil, and many delegations of priests were sent to other parts of the world. Among these were some of the pyramid priests who carried with them the emerald tablets as a talisman by which they could exercise authority over the less advanced priestcraft of Atlantean colonies. The tablets were understood from legend to give the bearer authority from Thoth. The particular group of priests bearing the tablets emigrated to South America, where they found a flourishing race, the Mayas, who remembered much of the ancient wisdom. Among these, the priests settled and remained. In the 10th century, the Mayas had thoroughly settled in the Yucatan, and the tablets were placed beneath the altar of one of the temples of the sun god.
Okay.
The conquest of the Mayas by the Spaniards, the cities were abandoned and the treasures of the temples forgotten. So is it true then that the tablets were moved from the Great Pyramid to South America, to the Mayas or the Mayan colonies?
It does actually look like it, because we've got our Lovers card that's come up, which is again, and then our Two of Wands again. So that balance, it's still, so they were trying to keep everything in balance. And our King of Swords came up. So this is again a master creator of wordsmith and whatever. So I really feel that they could have taken that with them and found a place where it could be held, because I mean, it would hold a huge frequency as well. That, technology would actually hold a huge frequency. So those cards are saying that they tried to keep it balanced and took it to maybe took the real ones. Maybe there was some that were left in Egypt as well, but the true ones, the sun's come up as well. So they took with them to keep it.
They did take it with them.
Mm.
Okay, so then does that mean that they have been left beneath the altar at one of the great temples of the sun god in Yucatan? Is that where they're currently at?
Isn't that interesting? The sun card just came up last as well. And the Three of Cups. So it could very well be that the true ones are in a place like that. So High Priestess, mystery. So, but of course, again, it won't be found unless there's that frequency.
You got to be at the right frequency.
Three of Wands. So this is looking to the future and letting go of the past, and it's a spiritual card. So I feel one day that the originals may actually, be found. Once we've ascended and consciousness has come up.
Okay. But those cards seem like they're saying yes, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Where they are. Okay. So Desiree's asking, are they in the real realm and we are in just a simulation?
Okay. So they, as in like Thoth and those beings, in being in a real realm, is that what
I think the tablets.
Oh, the tablets.
I'm assuming because we're talking about the tablets, they means the tablets.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe Desiree just I mean, I'll work on it that you're talking about the tablets, but if you're talking about the beings like Thoth and
she's saying yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the tablets.
So so it's interesting because we've got straight up our Nine of Pentacles came up. Sorry, our Nine of Pentacles came up. So this is something that's unique and that's very, very sacred or worth a lot. Okay, and then we've got our Four of Wands, which is a castle, which is, to me, this is really beautiful environment. Very, it's tangible, but it's been created through the gold seal, the gold in these cards. And then we've got our Seven of Pentacles. And so this could be us working towards this situation. So maybe the tablets are actually in a place of that very high frequency. That's, well, real or simulation, but of a higher frequency and consciousness is what I'm getting from these two cards. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So, no, not Teotihuacan, Yucatan. Well, Yucatan. I thought Yucatan was not Teotihuacan. Temples of the Sun God in the Yucatan. So, what do you think? Is that the same place as Teotihuacan? Because I've been to Teotihuacan. That could be the Yucatan Peninsula, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Let me see. The Yucatan Peninsula. No. So yeah, so it's location, Teotihuacan, State of Mexico. Oh yeah, okay. Yep. So it must be in one of those pyramids there, because there's several pyramids there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's several pyramids there. But so they all have different names. And I will share my screen here so you can see it. Let's see, we'll make this work. Share screen. There we go. Okay. So it looks like there's several pyramids there and they all have different names. So whichever ones are of the sun,
Yeah.
the ones that are the sun, those are the ones that they have a chance of it being under there. So very interesting. Very interesting.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yes.
So
okay. I think we did ask if Thoth is still around. Didn't I ask if he was incarnated right now? And you got that he was going in and out?
yeah, he can
comes
come
and
and go.
goes.
Yeah, and we don't see it because this is our 8 of Swords, so we're blind. We don't
we're
know.
blind.
So he can be wherever he chooses to be. So, especially because remember I said, though, for him, like he holds that such a high frequency that being in our third dimensional world is quite hard. So, but he can come through. King of Wands has just popped up, so he can actually come through as he needs to, whenever he needs to.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's
Very
helped
good.
create this, so he's a part of it.
Very cool. Okay, well, that's all I had, and that was super, super interesting.
So
I'm glad
interesting.
that I thought about it. It came to mind last time. I was like, Thoth, oh my God, that's it. So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else will come through. We'll see what they send me.
Yes.
And
You
it's always
always
great.
come up with something.
Yeah, and it's always great to hear from you guys as to what other topics would be cool to talk about as well. So, can't promise we're going to talk about them, but it's great to see, if you guys give us feedback of any other esoteric topics that you want to talk about. So, I love you guys. I am so grateful and thankful you're here. Thank you for Jazzy and the info that he provided to us today.
It's
And
convoluted.
yeah,
This is not simple and straightforward.
I know, right? So, guys, if you want a reading, go to magicmaree.com. And she not only does readings, she also does healings as well. So if you're looking for healing, also she's an amazing healer as well. All right, everybody. I love you and thank you for being here. And we'll see you on. By the way, I'm gonna have to do the next one on my Thursday, yours Friday, because my daughter graduates Friday night. So
how exciting!
Yep.
Yay!
So I can't do.
So we do
Friday.
it your Thursday night.
Yeah.
No problems at all.
Thursday, 7 p.m. And I hope to see you all there. Take care, everybody.
Bye.